We are all recording.
Oh, we're all recording again. Amazing.
Oh,
Actually, I'm gonna set. Let's check
There's
my
two
DPUs.
secret messages.
Look
at
at
the
us
beginning.
setting records.
Setting records. Oh my god.
It's the first time we were like 1 minute after starting.
Holy shit. We're here at 6:01.
Hey Jack, are
Wow,
you
we're
tired?
on time. That's. I haven't been keeping track of if we're on time or not, so I couldn't really tell you. But
Here's what you do, Cam. Here's what you do. You take that our recording from just then, and you use that to open the podcast, and then we have someone go, "You're listening to the Niche Cast," after we've done our clap sync, and then you can cut the clap sync out. Bada bada boom.
But who should we get?
We all know what's about to happen.
Oh, we should clap sync.
yeah, we should clap.
Probably.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. That's it. I think that is the clap sync.
The Niche Cast! Welcome to it!
Oh yeah, Niche Cast!
Fuck it. Just leave that whole conversation in. Just leave the whole goddamn conversation.
Oh man, amazing.
Welcome everyone to the Niche Cast. I'm not your host, but I'll do the hosting. I'm at McWiggin TV on Twitter. I'm McWiggin. I'm here with Unlike Metal,
Bang bang.
and I'm here with Rock Liquor. Wonker. It's a weird.
Spelt with a 1 instead of an
got
I.
a 1 in there.
It's true.
One
He's a
instead of an
You
I.
lick the rocks. I'm the number 1, and I lick the rocks. We all know
There
it.
we go.
Yep,
There we go.
You love licking yourself a good rock.
Welcome to the podcast.
yeah, I do.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Cam. I wanted to. I
No,
feel
that
like
was good. We're keeping that. That was a good
Switch
job.
that up every now and then. You know, you keep people on their toes.
Gotta mix it up a little bit. You know, get it a little.
This is
smooth.
a special episode. This is a special episode.
This is a special episode.
Is this number 10?
This is episode 10.
A
Yeah.
decade of recording, everyone. A decade. Wow, we've
Oh
done
my god,
it.
I can't believe we've been recording
Double
for 10
digits.
yewe
We're officially double digits.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
baby.
Maybe we should call it a day at that point. Make it a double digits.
You know what? 10 is where I started to lose hope. So I mean, it's not a bad place to stop.
I love how you're talking about like it's episode 30.
Yeah, you're right. Oh God, don't let us get to there.
Oh, we're definitely getting to there.
Oh god.
But I mean, to start off episode 10, we're gonna do it the same way we started off episode 9 because there's a new installment in the Vinegar Fingers saga.
We
God.
discussed it on the last one, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah,
That
we
was
did.
the opening story on the last episode.
I mean, it was a quick one today. This all of a sudden my cashier comes over to me because it's the morning and the only people there are old people buying booze. This one customer leaves, so he comes walking over. He's like, "Oi!" He's this proper Canadian man, and I love this man to death. He comes over and he's like, "Oi, you see that lady over there, eh?" I was like, "Yeah, what about her?" "Oh, she comes in here all the time, eh? And she's washing her bills in vinegar, eh?" And I was like, oh, "It's her." I spun around, and I just see her driving away. I'm like, "Oh my god, that was her. That was Vinegar Fingers."
I don't think you understand the fear that this lady put into my heart. Because the next day after at work, I'm helping like my third customer. I'm like, "Hey, how can I help? Like how would you like to pay?" And they're like, "Oh, cash." And I'm like flashbacking at that moment. And I don't want to say that that's what PTSD feels like, but oh my god. I have never been so worried about a customer coming in and being like, "Hey, do you want me to pay with cash?" And me going, sure, we accept cash here, but please don't do me like this. I've been scared. I've been scared that like my mood of the day will be perfect. I'll be doing a bit of cleaning. I'll be getting a bit of facing done. I'll be going to help a customer, and she'll walk through my till. She'll stand there, and we'll make eye contact, and I have to stand there and breathe my way through it.
Just put your sign up and walk away. Let someone else deal with it.
I can't do that. I can't.
You make immediate eye contact.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
sorry, we gotta
go.
switch. I have to go and break.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go put money in the safe. I'll be back. Don't worry. She
But
can help you.
what frightens me more is she could completely change her outfit.
Oh yeah, she wasn't in
it's
the
true.
parka today. She wasn't in the parka today.
Wait, hold up a sec. You did not mention on the last episode that she was in a fucking parka in the
was in a
middle of the
full
summer.
black
Let me
parka.
explain to you what she looked like this first time she came through my till. Black parka hung down past her like waistline. Sleeves all the way down, blue latex gloves like a hospital would wear, a blue mask over her face. She was wearing glasses. Her hair was stuffed behind the hood, so she looked like she was like trying to stay safe and trying to stay out of it. She was wearing khaki pants. She was wearing a nice pair of flats.
The most
But
urban.
I swear to God.
The most
It was like urban hazmat.
version- Yeah, urban hazmat. Exactly.
Oh my God.
I was trying to think of the fucking word. Yeah, urban.
Well, there's the
hazmat.
Photoshop going on this thumbnail.
It was like, okay, I don't have to run into her. But if she's not in that outfit, if she's just like, oh, it's a
And it was
casual
like-
day, I'm gonna wear my mask and my gloves
It was,
and
the
a
thing about that
t-shirt.
day-
Like I'm.
The thing about that day, it wasn't like a hot day, but it wasn't like a cold day either. It was like, maybe
Yeah, it's July.
15 to 20 degrees maybe, and she's wearing this full parka, gloves, and like a mask on.
I do remember that day though. It was very humid, so I have no clue how she was wearing it.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that just sounds awful.
But at least her money's clean.
Oh,
Oh my god.
God. Please, for all the viewers out there, please never wash your bills in vinegar. Please.
It shouldn't even
Please.
need to be said,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's exactly. It shouldn't need to be said, and because I'm saying it, that's how scared I am. I am frightened. I am frightened that I'll go to a restaurant and the waitress will just get handed like vinegar bills just before, and she's just mad, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pay cash, and they're like, here you go, here's a 10 in fucking vinegar, and I'm gonna be like,
She just hands you $10 worth of vinegar.
2 big jugs come on the table. Here you go. Here's your vinegar.
your bills before you give them back to me.
Oh my god.
Hey, are we in Quebec? Are we in Quebec? You want some vinegar with those fries?
Oh my god.
Just throwing shade at Quebec already.
Actually, when I was there, they always asked if I wanted mayo and vinegar with my fries before I wanted ketchup. So I mean, that was something.
That's disgusting.
It's a very typical French thing.
Mayo with fries. Awful.
I don't even really remember that much of like interior Quebec, to be honest. Like, I lived in Ottawa for 18 years of my
Not
life.
real.
Oh, the north. Yeah,
I
the
feel
north
like-
part doesn't exist.
I feel like the north part of Quebec is just made up.
Well, see, here's
Actually,
what it is. It's like
the
there's
north
Gatineau
part
Park.
is the most
There's
important
Gatineau
part.
Park, and then there's like a little bit north of Montreal and Quebec City, but then like James Bay is just really big, and it's just all water there, and they just want us to believe that like North Quebec exists there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all Manitoba propaganda.
You know what I think they did? I think
There's actually a lot of mines out there.
I feel like when Ontario and Quebec had their little rivalry, Quebec was probably like, oh my god, they're so much bigger landmass-wise than us. Let's just say that Quebec actually extends up this far north. That's what I think they did. I think it's all conspiracy.
It really is.
So what? You're assuming that it's owned by like Nunavut? And
well,
they
I mean,
No,
you
it's
know,
just
they have,
water.
like a joint deal.
It's just water. Yeah, it's just water.
If you go
What do you
far
think
enough
Nunavut
north in
mostly
Quebec,
is?
you're just gonna find a bigger ocean.
Yeah.
But what do you think Nunavut is? It's just island like landmass.
None of it clearly exists because there's
Yeah,
so
none of it
few people
exists.
there. Why would they lie about it existing?
That's true.
All it takes is a few people to keep a consistent lie. Like all of them are probably lying for North Quebec right now. They're in like a joint, they're like, they did the handshake under the table. They're now looking at each other like, fuck, we got like a massive landmass. What are they gonna do? Try and pronounce our city names wrong? Iglooit, remember that one?
Oh my! I can't keep that in.
Why can't
Sorry.
you keep that in?
I feel like that'll offend people.
What, Iglooit? What's wrong with Iglooit?
I actually don't know how to pronounce it correctly.
Oh,
a
not
Iqaluit.
Iglooit. Sorry, yeah. No, I was saying Iqaluit.
Iqaluit.
I was saying Iqaluit.
Oh my! Have I ever told you guys about the time someone dressed up as me for Halloween?
What?
I
Yeah.
also have a story about this. I have a quick story about someone. other
So
people dressed up
it
as
was.
people.
I think it was grade 12 in high school.
Hey, sorry, just as it's a Halloween costume, keeping in mind that no one knows what you look like. Did they have to black up or?
No, they did not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm just checking.
Oh
I'm
my
just making
god. So I guess I should give a little context to earlier in like when it was in middle school. So during middle school in 7th grade, I went through this phase where for I think it was 2 or 3 weeks straight, I wore just a different Sens jersey every day. I had like a rotation of Sens jerseys that I was wearing, and that was kind of what I got known for in 7th grade.
No, you know what? I was pretty much the same, but with like Wigan Athletic jerseys.
Exactly. It's
So
very
I
nice.
feel that. Go on. Sorry, go on.
So then in high school, I did all kind of the camera work and that stuff. So then I got known for cameras and all that. And if anyone has seen my Discord profile photo or my profile photo on Twitter, it's Yoda, but with like those thick rim glasses because I wear a pair. But mine are prescription. It's not just because I'm trying to be trendy and all that stuff.
Oh, I don't know why. I always thought they were like shutter shades, but I never actually looked at them.
No.
Okay, yeah, they're just thick rim glasses. Okay.
So in 12th grade, it's Halloween. We're all getting there and getting dressed up and all that stuff. I like had no original ideas at the time, so I literally showed up wearing a skeleton mask and like my school sweater, and that was about it. It's very original.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm in my first period class, and someone says, "Oh my gosh, Cam, did you see so and so? They're dressed up as you." I'm like, "What do you mean they're dressed up as me?"
Which era of you was it? Was it bald you? Was it?
Oh, it was like an amalgamation of like Sens jersey me, of camera me, and then this was like a month before I went bald, so it was pre-bald me.
Oh, okay. It was pre-bald
Oh,
Cam.
gosh.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, I gotta see this. 'Cause someone dressed up as me for Halloween. So once our lunch period rolled around, I went to find who it was, and I'm at my locker, and I suddenly see them walking down the hall, and they're wearing a Sens jersey. They have like the 3D glasses that you get at movie theaters on with the lenses popped out, and then they have a camera around their neck. I'm like, dude, I need to get a picture with you right now.
Oh my God, there's a picture?
There is a picture that exists. I'll send it to you guys in a bit. When
Okay.
you
I'm
guys are
ready.
telling your story, I'll throw it in podcast chat.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so like I saw him, I'm like, dude, we need to take a picture of this. So we went and took a picture. I found out later he was trying to make fun of me, and he got really disappointed when he found out that I found it really funny.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh
yeah,
my God.
this dude was a bit of a dick, but it was whatever. It was pretty funny. We had a good time with it.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Oh, well, the story that I have in regards to that is I went to a guy's Halloween party a couple years back, and these 3 girls that were all in the drama department all dressed as him. Because this guy has longer hair, he keeps it in a ponytail, and they all had their hairs and ponytails down. They all showed up. They got a group picture with him, and anytime like someone would like ask him any questions, and this guy is a very opinionated man. All of them. Like, all these 3 girls would, like, jump in on the conversation with the exact same opinion that was this man's opinion. So it'd be like, oh, what do you think of, like, the politics going on right now? And all of a sudden it was, like, 4 people having, like, a very discreet, one-sided opinion, yelling over a campfire. And he's, like, standing there. He's like, he would stop. Like, a question would get asked, and before he had a chance to answer it, they would start, like, obviously doing his opinion on it, and he would just sit there and he'd watch, and he'd light a cigarette or like a cigar, and he'd have this big cigar, and he'd look at them having this smoke and being like, I don't have to do anything anymore. This is awesome. like
accepted it.
These
Like,
these
yeah.
friends of mine are just they're me. I can just relax.
Incredible.
He like tries to slip away every time, and then all of a sudden they would just like show up because they were him, and it was like, oh man.
It always was.
It always was. So what are we? What was supposed to be the topic today?
I don't think there was a specific topic.
We're kind of going on to Halloween costumes, eh?
Yeah, do you have any good Halloween stories?
No.
I do.
I spend my Halloweens in bed.
I have one Halloween story of a thing that my friends wanted to do to scare one of our other friends. So Halloween, obviously, is the time for candy, fun, tricks, the whole shebang, dressing up. I had been approached by 2 of my friends because one of our friends got scared very easily. And to scare them, they wanted to create a video. On the Halloween party, they would play the video, and then I would come out in this scary costume from the video. They were watching American Horror Story at the time, and there's an episode about the pig butcher. So if you stay in a mirror or something 3 times, the pig butcher is supposed to appear and murder you or something. And because the pair of friends were in sync and one of them wanted to scare the other one, they thought, oh, we're watching this right now. We're watching the American Horror Story. I want you to do the pig butcher. So at my house, I had a pig mask on. I had this like see-through like plastic apron. I had part of my Halloween costume on so that I could easily switch to this costume on Halloween night. And I had a real knife covered in blood. And so and so my friend is doing like it's fake blood obviously. But my friend is doing this video in the bathroom. And she does the 3 lines into the mirror, and she does this turn, and I wish I had the video because it was such a perfect cut, because as she spins her phone, that's when she does the cut to the second part, where, because like in the first part, she checks behind the curtains, there's nobody in there, I'm not even in the bathroom, but after she does that part, she spins, there's a cut edit, and then we did like the quick, I'm in the bathroom, and so it's over her back shot or whatever, I open up the curtain, I go behind her, and I basically oink, and she actually jumps because she doesn't hear me, and I'm holding the real knife, and I'm like, and she's like, oh my god. And so we recorded this video. The next week later, we have this party. It's a fun Halloween party. Everyone's there having a couple of drinks, and they say, oh, I have this video to show everybody. And they pull down a projector, like a giant projector screen, and they pull up the YouTube and it starts playing. I am in the bathroom in costume with a fake Halloween machete. And I'm waiting, and everyone's like holding, like they have to hold her because she's so scared of this video alone. Like she does not want to be there. She knows what's about to happen. She knows she's gonna get, like she's terrible when it comes to jump scares and everything.
Yeah.
And she knows, as soon as I come out from behind the curtain, it's spooky. She's trying to leave, and people are just like, making sure she's there. I come out of the bathroom and she hasn't noticed me, and she looks up at the video, and as soon as I like pop up behind her friend and I oink. She like turns to run out of the room, and like one of her friends, like because they were holding her, she kind of falls down. And as she's looking up to get up, I'm standing over her and I oink again, looking down at her like it's real. And I've never seen someone fly back on the ground. Like she was like in crawl position, like when you're like sitting on your bum and you're kind of leaning back on your hands. Yeah. She went to that position fast and she flew like 10 feet backwards. She was so far gone, and then I had to remove them. I went into the bathroom again and got back into my other costume. And she didn't even know it was me. She thought it was somebody else that had got her for like a good week.
That's for a week?
For a week, the guy was like trying to tell her that he didn't do it, and she did not believe it. She was like, "No, you were the one that was in that pink costume."
Did you run away or what? Or did she run away?
As soon as I scared her, I went.
Yeah, you ran away and you changed costumes.
I went back to my normal costume.
Amazing.
That's so ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh, I got a good scare story.
Okay, let's hear your scare story.
Here's my scary story. Okay, I'll set the mood. Here we go. So it's a spooky January night, and we'll call him Jake. He is at his work, and he works at a drink store. They sell drinks, and he knows that his boss is very easy to scare. So
oh my god.
So what he does is he goes into the office of the business and decides that he needs to hide somewhere. Ooh. And what does he do? He stands on a filing cabinet and he bends it inward and breaks the filing cabinet. So now the people at his work can't access the files because he's a fucking idiot. It was me. I'm the idiot. And
Wait, it was you all along?
I was trying to scare my boss, and I'm like, where do I hide? Oh, it'd be funny if I hid on top of this filing cabinet. And so I stood on it and I bent it straight in the middle, and you couldn't open the top door.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be Jacob. Story. I thought it was supposed to be Jacob.
No, it was me. I couldn't think of another name that didn't sound like Jacob or Jack.
We'll call him Jason.
Jason.
Ooh, spooky.
Jason! Sean! I don't really have a spooky story. But
Oh, no worries. We can move away from the spooks.
I have a story from when I went on a school trip to New York in 12th grade. So we were staying in this hotel by Newark Airport. It took us a long ass time to get there, like longer than it should have. It was like a half day commute from Ottawa. Yeah, from Ottawa to New York. It was because we got stuck in traffic in a random town in like upstate New York on the way there. Like everything was fine through Ontario down to the border. And, like, getting through most of New York was fine. We didn't hit traffic in New York until we got to Newark. And then the bus driver got lost in Newark, New Jersey, which, if you're not familiar, is a little rougher.
Oh.
So we ended up
Don't know
at, like,
anything about New Jersey.
we ended up at a set of stoplights, and a homeless man tried to break into the bus.
Oh shit! What?
Brilliant.
That was fun. That was our first real experience south of the border. But we got to this hotel, hotel, which was by the airport, and we all got settled in, and we got to like our rooms and all that stuff. Like nothing was going on because we just got there, so we all just kind of started hanging out in each other's rooms. I'm hanging out in a room with a few other guys, and we're just kind of hanging out. I think we were watching like hockey or something like that. And then we got this knock at our door. So we open it up, and it's one of the teachers. He's like, "Can I come in?" And we're like, sure. So he walks in. He looks around. He's got this kind of suspicious look in his eyes. And he's like, "All right." And then he walks out. We're all kind of like, what the fuck just happened? We hear another knock on someone else's door, and we figure out that they're going door to door checking for something. Eventually, we find out that one of the students had spread a rumor that in one of the rooms there was an orgy going on.
Oh my god.
So the teachers got
what a
wind
better
of
way
this.
on a trip to New York to just
A high school
spread a
trip.
rumor.
When in New York.
when in Newark.
When in Newark.
When in New Jersey. Time to...
So they're going around trying to find out and make sure this isn't true in the first place. But then it ends up, like, there's a bunch of, like, students that are just, like, running around and playing tags in the hallways at, like, 10 p.m. at night in an airport where there's a bunch of, like, business people.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
So,
no.
obviously, the front desk is getting complaints, and it got so bad that we almost got kicked out of the hotel on night one of, like, 2 or 3 that we were supposed to stay there. But what ended up happening was the person who said that there was an orgy in one of the rooms was using it as a cover.
Oh.
Now, what would you use that as a cover, you might ask?
Who was pulling for them? Who was pulling for them?
They were having an orgy.
No.
No.
Oh.
No,
They-
no,
they-
no.
They had
Oh,
contact
no,
with
no.
somebody in New York. It's the only way.
What they were doing was them and a few buddies. They got this rumor spreading, and then they snuck out of the hotel, found a homeless man out back, and subsequently paid him to go buy them booze.
Oh, I knew it.
Of course.
The homeless man pocketed the $20 or whatever it was that they gave him,
Yeah.
and the teachers caught them out behind a dumpster.
That is so fucking good.
I can't remember if... I think they might have gotten sent home that night.
That's unreal.
That's so fucking good.
Yeah, that whole New York trip... Well, I think it was only really the first night that was a mess. The other nights were kind of fine. But I think someone got lost in Chinatown for like an hour, and it was just this like mad panic of, oh my god, we lost someone in New York Chinatown. Like,
Oh my god.
we're never seeing them again.
We'll be found one day, just working in a little.
They're like
Chinese noodle
stuck in the
shop.
back of a restaurant. They look at his passport. Nah, he's a Canadian. Got to send him back quick.
He's been there for
They're
5
doing-
years.
they're
We don't
doing
want
passport
to
checks in
cause
little
any wars
Chinatown.
between the two countries right now.
Tensions are rough enough as it is.
Yeah, it's been 5 years. This person's been slaving away in like the back of some random restaurant. It's like, oh my god, when will I
or New York Chinatown? Yeah.
when will I be free? When will I get free? The cops bust in.
Sir, your visa's expired. You
Sir,
have to
there's a
come
virus
home
going
now.
on and the borders are closing. You need to go home. Like they knew he was there all along.
Build a wall around Chinatown.
Oh man, he's just been stuck in Chinatown for 5 years. All of a sudden, it's just like the pandemic hits, and the owner's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you gotta go. It's like, wait, you mean you're not holding me here? Nah, dude.
No, dude.
You're just making food for us for the last like 5 years. Just I thought just cause you wanted to.
Yeah. No one told you you had to stay. We literally said, would you like a job?
We provided you like a
We've
place
been
to live
paying
above
you.
the store. Like,
You've been paying me?
yeah. Why do you think you've been able to eat like really nice meals all fucking year?
Yeah, that's how they pay them in the meals.
Oh my god.
Meals and like sustenance and like a nice apartment above the store and everything. Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, $1 million apartment.
He like breaks out one day like during those 5 years. He's out on the street and like everyone's like looking at him like he's crazy, and that like spooked him and got him paranoid. So he went back because he thought everyone was in on him.
Just because he looked homeless.
Amazing.
You know, when I was in high school, in grade 10, we went on a band trip to Banff National
Oh,
Park.
very nice.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We went skiing, but what I want to talk about is some of the hilarity that ensued with the group of the four of us that were staying in one of our apartments or in the hotel or whatever. So there was four of us, and I'm not gonna use any names. Like the first night we get there is all the band stuff is the next day, and then we have like a day and a bit after that where we just gotta like hang out in Banff, go skiing, go snowboarding, check out Banff, do your own thing, and then we go back the next day. So it's only like we're only there for like 2 or 3 days. We get to Banff and we're like the first night. There's too much energy from like all of us being in Banff, so 3 of us can't sleep at all. One of our other friends is just like, guys, leave me alone. I want to sleep the entire time. I'm gonna give everyone like names. Are you ready for this?
Wait, hang on. Okay.
So so
beat's
there's
ready.
2 beds. There's 2 double beds. I'm on the far side of, let's say, the bed on the left. Beside me is a guy
far
I'm gonna
left,
call Red. In the other bed is another guy that can't sleep, and we're gonna call his name Basketball. And then finally the guy that wanted to sleep that night, we're gonna call him Giant. And yes, he was very
Is it
tall.
me? Was I on your band trip?
No, but I'm pretty sure he's actually taller than you.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So me and Red are sitting there, and we're just like having a try not to laugh as we're like laying in bed trying to sleep. And literally, Red would crawl out of the bed. He would slip out of the bed without me noticing, crawl around the bottom of the bed, and pop up on my side of the bed going, oh, or saying something. And I was,
Gnomed you?
well, not when gnome was a thing, but he'd pop and be like, hey, you sleeping? And I'd be like, oh my God, no. And so him and I are just like doing this back and forth. In the other bed, Giant is yelling at us across. He's like, guys, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep. We have our big thing tomorrow. Can you guys just not do this? And Basketball, who is also laying in bed with him, was like, trying to be neutral. He's a quiet guy. And all of a sudden he slips out of the bed and he pops up beside me. I thought I was Red for a second. Basketball pops up beside me and goes, hey, we still awake? And I was like, I let out like a, oh my God.
That's great.
So we're all
Oh
just
my
like
God.
like trying as quietly to like sneak around and pop up on people. And I remember like all 3 of us were like laying in the one bed by ourselves, like trying to like keep quiet and making jokes, and we were just like dying. And it was not like quiet jokes. It was like, hey man, like you couldn't even finish the joke. You'd start laughing.
Yeah.
And like Giant in the other bed's like, guys, please. And he'd interject like every 5, maybe 10 minutes, and you'd be like, oh shit, everyone quiet.
Oh my God, that's
Oh,
great.
is he back asleep? And then finally, Basketball's
Everyone
like,
being
okay,
loud
I
as
gotta
fuck
go back
again.
to sleep. And we heard and we watched in the dark as Basketball like slid out of our bed from the
Kim's
middle,
having roommate
slid across the
flashbacks now.
floor and tried getting in. It was like we heard snoring on the other side of the room. We watched
Yeah.
Basketball lift up the blanket. He puts his one foot on the bed, which makes the bed creak, and the snoring stops.
Yeah.
And we see him just standing there, not moving for like a minute. And when the snoring finally came back in, you see him like continue this motion of him getting into bed. And finally, when he's laying in bed, like 2 minutes later, he's like, oh, I can finally go to sleep. Giant wakes up and goes, you motherfuckers, when did you get back in bed? Like, fuck you. Starts getting mad at this guy. And like this is going on for like probably an hour and a half. Like we just can't sleep. I remember a teacher coming to our door and knocking because they hear noise, and we just like all of us were like dead quiet. We're like, okay, it's time. and it continued for like another 20 minutes after that. So we passed out that night. The next day, unfortunately, basketball got into a skiing accident and was unable to continue with the trip with us. It was after the band.
Is basketball still with us?
Oh no, he's a cool dude. Like I still talk to him every now and then, but he was unable to continue because he had to go to the hospital in Calgary. Like it was a bad accident. And that next night, it was like me and Red were like, oh man, like it's a shame he's not here. Like we gotta make it. Like we should just want to go to sleep and get this like trip over with. We like it's a bad time. And all of a sudden, from the other bed, we hear Giant go, "No, you fuckers don't. You don't get to sleep because of what you did to me on the first night." And so for the next like 2 hours, as like we're starting to pass out, Giant would sneak from the far side of the right bed. He would fall off. He would roll his way like a log, really quietly apparently, because I didn't fucking hear him. And he'd pop up on Red and go, "Hey, wake up!" It was just constant. It was like to me it was like military training, but we were having like a fucking blast as we're trying to like we don't know when he's gonna pop up, and we're just trying to sleep, and then all of a sudden he would pop and be like, "Nah, it's time to get up again." Here's a funny joke I read today. He would drop like a stupid like book, like a joke from a joke book, and then he'd go back to his bed and he'd look over at us and he'd do like a pose and like, oh, it was just. And I want everyone to imagine that during all of this, if you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother, Giant looks very much like Marshall.
Oh, okay.
So to visualize it, imagine Marshall falling out of the bed really quietly, log rolling across this floor, doing all these like ninja spy like techniques to get across, and then popping up beside the bed just to go like, "Fuck you," and then go back to his bed.
I feel like I'd overdo it and like over rotate as I'm doing it, so all you just hear is me just fucking rolling.
We were
across
trying
the
our
room.
hardest to like, and Red was starting to get like worked up on it. He was like sitting there. He's like, "Okay, we've been at this for an hour and a half. We get the point. It's time to sleep." And then I remember a teacher heard us, and they had knocked earlier, and they're like, "Okay, these kids need to stop this." Like we get it to the last night, and everyone's kind of up. Mm-hmm. I remember the teacher had one of the teachers had a master key to go into all the rooms, and like they would go as a group. So it'd be one male teacher with a female chaperone, or it'd be like male chaperone, female chaperone, male chaperone, or something like that, right? Like it was always like a mixed sex group, so that it wasn't like, okay, we have like the power to slip into some random kid's room, all that legal mumbo jumbo, right? No, so this is what happens. The teachers hear something. I don't hear anything. Red doesn't hear anything. They open the door and they see Giant like mid-roll trying to roll back to his bed. I remember the light coming in because I'm like, why is the door open? I look over and he's doing like a somersault roll as he's trying to get back to his bed.
Oh my god!
This chaperone goes, What are you doing up? And he's like, "Oh, nothing. I dropped something and I went to pick it up and then we heard the door open. I got spooked, so I kind of just like reacted." And the parent just like closes the door and he's like, "I didn't see anything. I'm not talking about it."
I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing, man. Man, I have a semi-similar story, but not as lighthearted, I don't think. We took a trip down to Regina in one of my classes, and it was during my film class thing.
So you were there as DJ Axion, okay.
Yeah, exactly. We went down to Regina. We had a look around the sound stage and everything down there. It's pretty cool. Then we pull up at this hotel, and my teacher's like, "I've split you all into groups. You're in groups of 4. There's 2 beds in every room. Figure it out." So he like starts like splitting people up, and I'm in a room with 2 of my friends, and one guy who, let's see, what did he do? He threatened someone at the beginning of the year, I'm pretty sure with a knife. I don't remember. Something like that. I was asked to work on one of his films because he was working on it on his own, because everyone else who he'd worked on it with, he in some way insulted or whatnot, and so they all left, and I was like, "Oh, fuck it, whatever, I'll work on this." At which point I watched him trying to get a smoke machine to work in the middle of January, and throw a power box into a snowbank, at which point it just started sparking because it was plugged in.
Oh my god.
That was interesting. He was anyway. So I get in a room with him. And the second we walk into the room, my two friends say, "We dibs this bed," and my buddy, we'll call him my buddy. That's what we'll call him. It makes it sound more fun. He's like, "Oh, well, I guess this is our bed," and he climbs in, and I'm like, "Yeah, cool. I'm gonna sleep on the floor. That's okay." So. And he was like, "Oh, I get a whole bed. That's great." So I'm on. It's like, you know how hotel rooms are set up. It's like two beds, and I'm
Yeah.
on the far side next to the window, like in between my actual friends' beds and Buddy's bed.
Oh, nice.
Or no, sorry, I'm not in between their bed. I'm in between my friends in the window and my buddies on the far side of the room, and it was that exact same thing where you just get the giggles when you're like when you're sleeping and your friends are there, or you know, same room and whatever. And he is getting absolutely pissed off, like full on. He's like, "Guys, shut the fuck up! Like, we have to sleep. We gotta be up early tomorrow." And we're just giggling, and we're like sending each other memes and shit and that sort of stuff. And so he gets so pissed off, and at one point he goes, "Don't make me come over there." And
That's probably the funniest line. As soon as you hear that, you're like, "Oh man, I can't stop these giggles. I need you to come over here and do something fucking funny right now."
I burst out laughing, which annoyed him even more. So he like climbs on the other bed and he attempts to strangle my friend. Like,
What?
Like goes for the neck.
What?
And
What?
my friend is holding him back and laughing in his face. And I'm pissing myself laughing because he's laughing. And he eventually just pushes him away and he gets off the bed and he's like, "Please shut up." And he like gets back in bed. And we keep, like, it was silent for a little bit, and then we just kept giggling again and again, and we weren't even saying anything, it was just giggling. And finally, he goes, "That's it!" And he gets up, and he walks around the bed this time, towards me. I'm on the floor, and I see him coming, so I'm like, you know, UFC style, lift my legs up kind of thing, right? I'm like, ready for the fight. Yeah, exactly. And he keeps walking into my feet, so I just push with my feet, and I genuinely didn't mean to. He flew across the room. He fucking catapulted onto his own bed. And remember, I'm on the other side of the fucking bed.
Wait, did you fire him across a bed?
It was like, I wasn't like on the other side of the bed, but I was like at the bottom of it. And so I fired him across the corner of a bed onto the other bed.
Yeah, so it's only like a meter, but still.
Yeah, I know. It was more like, I'm pretty sure he probably stumbled, but it's dark and I just watched him fire. It was beautiful. And then he's like, "Oh, fuck this." And he goes into the bathroom and attempts to fall asleep in the bathtub. Oh. I'm like, fucking score, I get a bed now. So I climb up in this bed, and we just keep talking for like a good hour. Anyway, in the middle of the night, we were like, we're clearly not going to get any sleep. Let's go for a walk. So we're walking around the hotel and shit. By the time we get back, this guy has gotten out of the bathtub and back into the bed, and I'm like, "Ah, fuck, I'm on the floor again." Okay. So I just let down and finally was able to go to sleep. But it was absolutely hilarious.
Oh my
He
God.
was such a strange guy. I hope he's okay and everything, but oh my God, I was like,
You know, I've had friends go and sleep in the bathtub because they didn't want to like share a bed with somebody, and I remember them getting woken up the next day by just like someone going, "Oh, need a shower," and they just quickly like turn on the water, turn off the water. Oh, every time.
assholes.
It happens. But I remember the last time I had like a good time with giggles was at the cabin with Jack and Boat Guy. And we were up for like 2 hours from like 1 o'clock to like 3:30. And it was
Actually,
like...
wait, quickly. I'm going to give context to people that don't know who Boat Guy is. There's a lost episode where Jacob actually name-dropped this guy, and then about halfway through decided to change it up to Boat Guy.
It is Boat Guy.
We're going to call him Boat Guy.
So we're...
And you know what I also love? At no point have we ever, or will we ever, describe him in any way other than with little stories where he fits in.
Yep.
I love that no one's gonna ever understand what he looks like or anything like that.
He looks like a boat, clearly.
Well,
He's a boat
we're
guy.
just gonna call him
He's
Boat
Boat
Guy.
Guy.
We're gonna call him Boat Guy.
Boat Guy.
We'll leave it up to the viewers and listeners to figure that one out. And So the three of us are sitting there, and it's like 1:30, and everyone else had passed out because they were drunk or they were tired, except for the three of us, and we were still up because Boat Guy didn't really drink that much, and Jack and I were just having a blast being awake.
We were shit-faced. I remember at one point...
I started eating...
Was that the noodles time, or what was that?
No, it wasn't the noodles time. It was the next time.
There was a time we went up, and Jacob was in charge of getting food.
That was the first time. That was the first time.
Ichiban noodles.
No, I bought chips. I gotta tell you, I have a picture of the trunk of my friend's vehicle.
Yeah, that's where I've heard it. He sent me this picture of a trunk full of noodles.
It's full of a 24-pack of noodles. It's full of bags of chips. It's full of a cooler full of pop. It's full of alcohol, and that was it. It was like, okay, we can just snack, eat a bit of food. We'll be there for like a day, maybe 2 days. Like, what's the problem? We can all survive off a bit of snacking. Yeah, no, not my brightest moments.
We get up there, and our buddy's girlfriend is like, Jacob, what the fuck is this? You have brought no actual food. There's just noodles in this fucking car.
And no one had a problem.
In the middle of the night, he just gets a pot full of water, and he just starts chucking fucking bricks of noodles in. And it was like 10 packs of noodles in a pot. And he's like,
oh my God.
We got lots of noodles.
And you know what's funny about that? The only person that complained was my friend's girlfriend for like the first day.
Yeah, true.
Like they were like, okay, we're going to the grocery store. They came back with like veggies and fruit and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And no one had a problem with the ramen until like the next day. They were like, oh man, we've had ramen for like 4 meals. You want to mix it up a bit?
Can we eat literally anything else, Jacob?
Yeah, I think we made like eggs and stuff that after that. But yeah, so anyways,
you were the Ramen King.
Anyways, so we ended up having the giggles this one night, and
Boat Guy
just sitting there. Oh, fuck.
Fuck! Hang on, let's do it again. Boat Guy. Here we go. Now you
no.
can edit in every time he says
I'll
it.
restart.
I can say,
Just
Boat
cut
Guy.
it. Just cut it. I'll restart the story. So anyways, we had the giggles this night, and Boat Guy was having
Boat
fun
Guy.
just memeing it up.
To give people some context, Boat Guy is a guy from an episode we recorded that we had.
No, that's
delete.
still there.
We'll
That's
hear
still
it
there.
one
That's
day.
still there. That part's still there. It's only when I mentioned his
God
name.
damn it!
It's only when I meant. Okay, we'll restart it again. Ready? It's only.
Leave it
It's
all
only.
in.
It's after.
Leave it all in.
It's after Jack's
This
story.
episode is just a hurricane.
This is the scuffed
of
episode.
mess.
This is the scuffed episode. We have jumped around on topics in all sorts of forms, and now we can't even get a fucking story straight.
What a way to make the 10th episode.
This is gonna be so much
what's
fun to
gonna
edit.
happen is you're gonna edit from the part.
Oh no! Don't
leave it in.
Oh my God! I thought my computer just froze.
Oh. This is so scuffed.
It's cursed.
You're gonna basically end or start the cut after we finish talking about the ramen story in that time, and then you're gonna start.
I will cut where I please, young
and you're
man.
gonna start it again after I start. Ready?
No, leave. This is. Don't edit it at all. At all.
At all. So, anyways, yeah. So.
Boat Guy.
Fuck me.
Oh my God.
Thank
So
you for
anyways,
watching the
so there's
newscast.
the three of us, and we're sitting there and just having a great time. And Jack is having another couple of drinks, and I'm pretty hungry at this time. So I'm going through the fridge and basically doing a very simple truth or dare of, oh, I dare you to eat this thing, I dare you to eat that thing. I was just having a blast eating anything that was in the fridge. And Boat Guy is making jokes.
Was it pickles?
Oh, it was like pickles. It was like, there was garlic. I remember that. There was like a random hot dog that was left over. There was like barbecue sauce. There was like all these different little things in the fridge that I was just like having like a pick and choose of. Like, it was awesome. But yeah, Boat Guy was just having a blast, just dropping memes. And I remember having the giggles for like 2 hours that night, and we just couldn't sleep. And I remember Atiash yelling downstairs, going, "Guys, stop. I want to sleep. It's 3 a.m.
Good night, Moon.
Don't eat noodles
Good
at
night,
3 a.m. Gone wrong.
Gone sexual.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, I think at that point... I'm gonna start name dropping again, and I don't wanna.
Oh my God.
I hope everyone who's listening has enjoyed this 20-minute episode. It's
I really hope you enjoy all 27 to 29 minutes of this episode. I know it might be a bit shorter, We wanted just to give
This
you
is the cursed
give you a
episode.
treat of what happens when everyone's just having a blast doing the wrong things.
Oh my.
Literally just
Amazing.
Do we keep going, or should we wrap it up?
I think we got to wrap it up at this point.
I am
I don't
so
know.
ashamed of myself. I'm like, I wasn't even trying to joke, and it just
See-
happened. Fuck.
So usually we come into these, and I have somewhat of an idea going into it, what's going to happen. I hit record today, and I'm like, shit, what are we talking about?
I just had a blast, like, random story time.
Oh yeah, no, it was fun. I'm not saying it was a bad episode. I think it's a bit of a clusterfuck.
Oh
but
yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
I'll
it's a-
figure it out. I'll figure it out somehow. It's like episode 9 sound. Well, I guess at this point it sounded really good,
I think
and
the
I had a.
craziness
It was
of
like
this
edited
one-
really well, but this will be like the editing challenge for me. Yeah, you'll
I
know if in a week or like within a couple days, if you have a message from me saying, "Let's record another episode, boys."
Yeah, that's fine. Or let's record half an episode and you just fucking merge the two somehow.
The craziness of this episode, I think, will definitely have a draw on people. I think this like it's not going to be like this every week, but I think just the fact that we've been all over the place in this episode and really just had a laugh, I think is going to make for a good episode. Oh, pardon me.
Boy. Oh my god.
So thanks everyone for listening today to the niche cast, the niche podcast. I've been. Oh no, wait. I'm supposed to. If I'm the host, I go last,
Yes.
right? Okay.
You wanna
We're here
redo that?
Nope. We're doing it live. Unlike metal. Why don't you give yourself a shout out?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere as Unlike Metal. That's UNLIKEMETAL. And you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitch. You can also find Poss in this call now. Wait, she can speak
Oh my god,
too.
guys! We have a special guest for you in these last 10 minutes.
She's not recording. No one can hear her.
I know no one can hear, but right now we have a special guest in our group call as we're all talking.
There's
a
a
rodent.
rodent.
There's a
There's a-
possum that just popped
I'll translate. Pause. I'll
We have a
translate
pest.
In. Oh
for
my
We
you.
have a
god!
pest.
Oh my god! This marsupial, it's moving. It's trying to communicate.
A
What
marsupial
is
has
that?
invaded our
It's
call.
Waving. It's waving.
We're gonna need to call the Rat Patrol.
God.
Look, Pause. If you talk, I'll tell people what you're saying. Don't worry. Yeah. She said she's very happy to be here. She's honored. She's a big fan
You can
of the show.
understand what that possum is saying? What?
I know it to some it might sound like just little skittering noises, but
It's
no.
hissing right now.
I get it.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that,
Well, I'm Unlike Metal. You can find me everywhere. That's Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. You can also find me on YouTube as Unlike Metal. That's UNLIKEMETAL. ST. Now this rodent's throwing me off.
Cam, I think we got yours the
I think
first
it's
time,
good.
didn't we? I think
Yeah.
this is good.
Hey everyone, I'm Rock Liquor.
Okay, hang on. Wait. No, I got to do my part.
No, you're
And
last.
we're also
You're
joined.
last.
No. Listen.
Yeah,
listen.
but he's got to introduce.
I've got to say, and we've also we've also been joined by Rock Lawonker.
You're right. It is me, Rock Liquor.
Liquor.
Where the I is a 1. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/rockliquor. You can find me on Instagram as rliquor. You can find me on Twitter as rliquor. You can find me on YouTube as Rock Liquor. I'm still working on getting videos up, but we got some juicy content coming your way.
Aren't we all? Pause. Shout
And-
yourself out.
Pause. Shout yourself out. Come on.
There it goes.
And I've been
It's leaving.
McWigan, McWigan on Twitch, McWigan TV on Twitter, McWigan on YouTube. Again, I don't have any videos yet, but I'm not working on it. I should be working on it.
God damn it!
but
You
I'm
better
not
be working on those.
We'll get videos out to you guys.
I'm gonna get
soon
there.
as motivation comes, which is rare
Yeah.
most days.
It's building. I think it's around the corner. I swear.
I'm pretty sure if we all just sat in a room together, we could get some videos done.
Probably.
Eh.
Probably.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Oh, the possum's back.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Get
Yeah, we gotta end this quickly before the possum gets us.
Okay. Oh, God.
No, she got Jacob. Ah! Oh no, she got it. No, stop, no.
This has been the 10th episode of the Niche Cast. Thank you all for listening. I hope you guys had a blast. I want everyone to understand that this is a secret message, but really, thanks. Thank you again for coming out here and listening. Thanks. How do I stop this recording again? Recording again.